Okay, I think I'm here. Oh, wait a minute. My perpetual chaos is always perpetual. Doing one last adjustment, but welcome in, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. It's the end of the weekend, which is always something when it's the end of the weekend, right? But we're here, and it's time to do some magic. Just give me 1 second. We're gonna make some last minute adjustments, and perfect. Okay. Um, Let me unmute myself really, really quick. Okay. I'm unmuting myself for now in the Discord as well as on stream because I'm going to introduce everybody shortly. But we're also going to give it a few minutes to let Lucy finish up their stream so they can send us our lovely folks who are going to be kicking with us as we wrap up this amazing raid train. So, but welcome in everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Sunday. As I always say, whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening, whether you're lurking, or whether you're going to watch this amazing VOD after, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care. Oh, wait a minute. Something is missing. What is missing? Ah, I see what's happening. Wait for it. Twitch. Twitch being oh so magical. But as we get started, y'all, just give us a few minutes. Thank you so much for your patience. We're all ready to go. We're just making sure things are good. Let's go. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. Hi, everybody. Thank you for the follows and love and support. Welcome in. We love a stream streak. Let's go. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. And as the raid message has been saying all weekend, Baddies Wear Masks 2026 raid. We spread community care and safety through love and justice. Can you tell there's a lot of Sailor Moon fans? In the raid train slash, in the chat. But hi, everybody. Welcome in. I hope you have enjoyed the raid train this weekend. Hi, everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces. Welcome in. Welcome in. And I want to first give a shout out to Lucy. Thank you so much for being an amazing person, for being the stop before us. If you don't already follow Lucy, they're an amazing, creative, super, super sweet and kind. They play really cute games like Fields of Mystery, which I actually want to play and try out and everything. But if you're looking for another streamer to support, I hope you'll check out Lucy. Lucy, thank you so much for being a part of this amazing event with everybody else. But welcome in, y'all. You are at the very last stop of the Baddies Wear Mask raid train. And to kick us off for the finale, as was described, we are going to have a panel talking about long COVID with some of the amazing folks who are involved with this amazing event. So we're just going to give a few minutes for folks to settle in. Like I said, we know it is very, very late tonight. So if you need to get some water, if you need to stretch, if you need to take some time to look away from the screen, totally cool. Totally get it. Just for your viewing pleasure as well, and welcome in everybody. We've included a multi-stream link in the chat for everybody who's going to be participating today. So if you'd like to watch everybody's perspective to give them a lurk, a follow, and everything else, they're also tagged on the stream too. And like I said, we're troubleshooting some things to make sure the stream together links works, as well as we're hoping to set up. We do have captions set up for everybody on stream. It's a little finicky here and there, so if they go out, we apologize. But my captions are on the top hand right side of my screen because we believe in accessibility, and we've tried to use Pixel Chat. Shout out to Gia, which we'll give our shout outs very shortly, and some quick introductions. So for folks who would like to and also believe in accessibility, there will be captions available from all our panelists today. So yeah, welcome y'all. Y'all made it. We did good. So, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to make sure that we can get everybody included on the multi-stream link. Where did that go? Oh, wait. We're going to make sure everybody's included on here. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Welcome in. Ah, okay. You got to love when Twitch decides to be really magical and start messing things up. Thank you for the love, y'all. Hi, everybody. Oh, wait. Thank you for the check-ins. Hello, hello, hello. I'm getting used to my new alert sounds, if you can't already tell. And thank you for the stream streaks, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do as we get started, like I said, we'll take a few more minutes just to handle some technical difficulties. Um, but what I'm going to do is just to give a run of show in terms of things. Tonight is a panel around long COVID awareness. Thank you for the stream chicks. Y'all are super sweet and kind, everybody. I'm going to introduce everybody a bit. I'm also going to give them the space to introduce themselves too. They're going to provide their name, information, pronouns, and a fun fact. We've got a couple of questions for the first hour in terms of long COVID and talking through some of these things. And then we're going to do a break at the top of the hour, closer to the top of the hour in terms of like the first 10 to 15 minutes. Then we'll continue on with a couple more questions and everything too in regards to the panel itself before we wrap up with some closing remarks and everything else. Our rate train will actually be rating out, if you're interested after our panel, to the Women's History Month Challenge rate train. So if you're wanting to stay up and have some fun because it's Women's History Month and support guildies from the Women's Guild, for example, we'll be rating out to them around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Time. Daylight savings is a thing. But we will also be giving folks the opportunity in terms of magic to get to know some other guildies and everything else too. So if you want to stay up tonight and have some fun, there'll be some really great challenge runs. Shout out to the guildies and everything else. There'll be rate trains happening with the Women's Guild all a month long, including I'll be a part of myself.
Can you guys hear C?
Oh, can you hear me? Yes, yes.
I'm just waiting if people in chat.
Yeah, no worries.
The picture sound is good.
Mm-hmm. No worries.
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, thank you. Okay. And then
working.
Okay, perfect. And I think BB, you got the stream together link.
Yes.
Okay.
I pinned
Awesome.
it.
Perfect. Okay. All right, actually, let me make sure y'all are not muted too in terms of things. Even though again, we'll start with introductions.
I think all of us are unmuted right now.
Yes.
On the side of things.
Oh, okay. And then Mix having some technical issues on their end. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully things won't be too wild, and then again we'll keep troubleshooting as we get going. And then once BB you accept the link, the share chat is available. So just let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Before just delayed. Give me a second.
Yeah, take your time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. I can hear you, but it's very low.
Oh shoot. How about now?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can folks hear everybody, all the panelists?
Yeah. Could you share the link again? The share together link again?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. We've been technically troubleshooting, y'all. Thank you for your patience. Y'all know, especially shout out to the streamers out here. You know who you are. Tech stuff is real. It's real all the time. I don't care how long you've been streaming.
See.
Okay.
Thank you, Ella.
Yeah. I think it's been sent to you, BB, but let me know. Said you already got the invitation.
Oh, it was sent a while ago. Why didn't it not show up?
No, it's all good. There we go. I was like, huh? What's happening? Oh, let's go sub. Hello, hello.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Joanna, for the sub.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope you're doing good.
Nice, nice.
Thank you for the 8-month streak. Wow, I'm streaming for 8 months.
Yes, you have.
Wow.
Congratulations on 8 months.
Let's go.
Thank you. Yeah. That's when I subbed on like the first day. So it's like been officially 8 months.
Yeah. Nice. All right, y'all.
Congratulations.
Are we ready to get started with this amazing panel and have some fun and wrap up this amazing raid train? Everybody ready for the magic? Yes?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hardy, y'all. Again, as we said, I hope folks have thoroughly enjoyed the Baddies Wear Masks raid train. I have the lovely privilege and honor to have worked with some amazing folks to make this happen, including all the amazing streamers who've been a part of this amazing event. Thank you for the lyric. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a phenomenal weekend of hearing different perspectives, stories, advocacy, and fundraising for Hazy Thompson, who is not only an advocate for COVID awareness as well as someone who unfortunately has been impacted by long COVID, but is somebody who really champions for their community and is a really thoughtful person. And thank you, Gia, for the check. Again, just to remind folks as we run through the program again one more time, thank you for your patience for all the tech issues and stuff like that, too. We do have Pixel Chat available. It's a little finicky here and there, so if it goes out, we apologize. But we're just trying to make sure we have captions accessible because accessibility matters for a lot of us here. And shout out to Gia, which I will give introductions to Gia in a second, for sharing the technology to be able to have captions because it's really important for folks to be able to have. It's just all important for all of us to think about accessibility and everything else too. So, but we apologize if they go out if they're a little finicky. Definitely want to troubleshoot for future events and things like that and collabs. But yes, if you are here, you have been able to hear different stories, perspectives, thoughts, advocacy, and enjoy some really great games from folks around long COVID and COVID awareness. Again, the Baddies Wear Masks Rate Train is an event that was curated by all these amazing folks in not only on this panel, but also all the streamers you've been able to get to know who've been talking about their own individual impacts in regards to them potentially have long COVID, as well as their loved ones having long COVID, but also other connectivity in terms of disability justice, because COVID's are part of a larger conversation connected to the importance of thinking about disability and accessibility as we deal with this ongoing pandemic in regards to COVID-19. I hope folks have learned a lot this weekend in regards to not only like the ways we can take care of ourselves and our communities, some ways in which that we can wear N95s or K95 respirators, but also that, there's nothing, we're not asking for perfection. We're asking folks to really think about how to protect themselves, their communities, and to really think about the stories that you've heard all weekend that really emphasize that we keep each other safe, we protect each other, and that there are always people all over the world who have common values and interests that I hope that you've met to get to know other streamers, other creatives, and other people who are doing amazing things who also mask and care about their communities as well. And I hope that it also encourages folks to keep doing what you've been doing. I know this weekend can be very bittersweet. It is Long COVID Awareness Month, but it can be a very bittersweet time. As I know, I didn't have an individual slot, but I think for me as a scientist in public health, it is very bittersweet this time of the year. But at the end of the day, it's really, really important, no matter if you're a scientist or not, if you're a creative, a streamer, that you do what you can when you can. And if you're doing anything at all, you are appreciated. And thank you so much for doing what you've been doing for the last 6 years and even before COVID started, because disability justice is always an important conversation to have and to me every lifetime, because humans come in all shapes, sizes, and abilities, and I think it's really important for all of us to be included and thought of. But anyway, I've been yammering too much. I want to stick to the time. I don't want to go too over our slot and everything. But I do want to introduce our amazing panelists, who are some of the folks who have been the heart and soul and have really put together this amazing, amazing event. So I just want to emphasize it as we do our shout outs and everything. And yes, to Press Fox, thank you. Exactly. I feel you. I have solidarity as a public health, as a professional and a scientist. It disheartens me that a lot of my colleagues, unfortunately, do not do their due diligence and are not safe either. And I have my thoughts about it that I'll share about in the panel. But kudos to you for doing the thing, because I've been masking since even before COVID in 2020, and I will continue to do so for the future. Because infectious diseases, we got to protect each other in our community. So kudos to you. For real, for real. But let's get going. Let's get started. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is introduce everybody. Also give them time to introduce themselves. Ready those who have some questions. take some time to take like a 10 to 15 minute break. We might go a little bit over by 10, 15 minutes just because we handled some tech issues, but we don't want to like rush through any of this really amazing wisdom we're about to get on this panel. And then we'll do another set of questions after the break, and then we're going to do some closing remarks. As a reminder, this rate train is to raise money for Hazy Thompson. If you'd like to contribute, you still have time to be able to do so with the link. I do want to say shout out to everybody who's been involved. I'm going to check the Tilify link right now, but I am pretty sure per all the magic that has happened this weekend, I want to let y'all know through all the hard work from everybody a part of this raid train, we've raised $1,212.37. So kudos to everybody who's been a part of this amazing event. Not only is that phenomenal, that is just super dope to not only be able to do mutual aid, but to raise that much money for someone who's been champion for other people and themselves for a very long time. So thank you. And yes, Crowbody, like we always say, teamwork makes the dream work. So congratulations, everybody. You still can contribute to the link if you'd like. And like I said, I will be sharing out more information about that throughout the panel, as well as it'll be scrolling through the chat too, along with information about COVID. One thing I tell people is that you can use the World Health Organization website because COVID is still an emergency. So while the emergency phase of the pandemic is over, the pandemic is not over. So tell your friends, tell your community. It's a thing. And this economic climate, genuinely incredible. Exactly. Like, I just want to say, if you've donated, shared the link and everything else, thank you for doing what you've been doing. The fact that we've raised over $1,000 is phenomenal. So thank you. Even if you donate just $1 or even just told somebody that this is happening this weekend or raised awareness, kudos to everybody involved, because we want to give a lot of love to everybody who's been involved in this event too, which we'll post on socials and in the Discord for everybody. But without further ado, let me introduce you to your panelists who will be talking today, so that way you'll hear less of me saying anything, and we'll be able to move forward. So first, I want to introduce Gia Kimchi. Gia is a Korean Canadian VTuber that plays cute and cozy games in a very chaotic way. Gia is a part of many stream teams, including being lead for the Disabled Content Creator Collective, which I'm also have the honor and privilege to be a part of as well. They are part of the Lafia program, so if you want to play Lafia, you can watch Gia and everything. And is an amazing streamer who is committed to supporting their community in... Oh, we're going on an ad. I'm going to wait, because I want to make sure I let y'all know, for those who aren't subbed, how amazing Gia is. So that's what I get for talking too much. So we're gonna wait till the ad ends, and we're gonna talk about how amazing Gia is. So what I'm gonna do is, for those of you who are subscribed, I'm gonna talk about Gia in terms of their magic, and then we're gonna go back to the rest of the bio. But I just want to say that Gia is one of the coolest streamers that you can ever kick it with. They are so thoughtful, really, really sweet, and really, really kind. They not only are the reason why I'm a part of DC3, but they are just one of the coolest people who does so much mutual aid and cares about so many amazing people who know how much Gia really just champions, not only for people to find who they are and to really love themselves, but also is somebody who... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Oh, do we need to troubleshoot a little?
Increase your desktop audio. Increase your desktop audio. That's what I'm saying.
No worries. Gotcha. We're still troubleshooting in terms of things, so thank you so much for everybody for your patience. But I just want to reiterate this panel with this event, and welcome back from the ads. Perfect timing. I just want to reiterate for those of you who were behind the ads and everything, because you do not have to be subs or anything, that Gia is an amazing streamer who's committed to supporting their community in various ways through mutual aid and being a spirited, very trustworthy person. Gia is one of the co-organizers of this event. They helped manage, support, and make sure that everything ran smoothly. They have been so thoughtful, so spirited, really, really kind, not only participating themselves, but also being a part of other people's streams and just being in the chat and just making sure things were good, and also just being very, very thoughtful in terms of cheering people on. So I just want to say that if you don't already follow Gia, you should. You'll have a great time on their streams. They're committed to playing cute and comfortable games. It's also fun to play co-op horror games with them, and they're just a really dope person. So, oh, got you. So we can hear. Okay, so just figuring things out. It's all good though. Again, tech issues happen. But again, there's the follow opportunity for Gia if you want to check them out. I really encourage you like support, watch. And again, Gia does a lot of mutual aid. So if you ever lurk and support folks on the channel, please and thank you in advance for doing a dang thing for other folks who also need to be supported too in terms of things too. So yeah. Streaming tech support the endless struggle. That is so real. Yes, thank you, Body. Yep. Yep. And then next up, we have after Gia, because again, please go follow Gia in terms of the magic. We have Ella. So Ella is a wholesome millennial with a spicy vocabulary. They're a disabled, queer, and neurospicy creative in the streamer space who's been doing a dang thing since 2015. They're also a member of the Loftia program. So as you can kind of tell, y'all should watch these people because they play really cool games. That's why I'm going to emphasize. And is a graphic design student. Ella is also one of the co-organizers for the Baddies Wear Masks Rate Train. Y'all have seen Ella all weekend train spotting, making sure folks can get updates about when they're going to stream. Again, like Gia saying in the chat, Ella was the one who made, along with Gia and everybody else, the Discord the way it is in terms of how organized. And they are just super, super dope of a person. It's an honor and privilege to not only do things with them for event planning, but they're just a really awesome human being. So I just want to give a lot of love to Ella. This event would not have been possible without them. So if you don't already follow them, you definitely should. They're really dope creative, super, super kind. They play really cool games. And again, you'll have a wonderful time just hanging out and everything else. So there's that in terms of all of the magic and fun. And kudos to you. I appreciate Ella as a friend. It's been great to get to know them. They're really thoughtful and sweet. And like I said, none of this would have been possible without their magic and fun. So, and please enjoy the lurk. Welcome in, everybody. All right, and there's that shout out. All right. Yes. Ella also is really good at repo. So, and hi JK, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. All right. Next up, after Gia and Ella, is Mick. Mick is a new streamer, actually. Again, tech snafus happen. That's just a part of life. But Mick actually made their streamer debut during the Baddies Wear Masks Rate Train. So the kickoff event was their very first stream ever. They're a Black woman who loves books, is very fun and thoughtful, really loves really thoughtful games and everything, and is really excited to meet everybody and to get to know folks as they move through the streamer space and do everything that they do in life. I actually have known Mick for almost like 5 to 6 years now, and the fact of the matter is that they've not only been a really big support for all of us, but they're just a really kind-hearted person who also helped to make this event run smoothly this weekend. So if you're looking for another person to support who's just getting started, I hope you will give Mick a follow and everything, and please wish them congratulations not only today but going forward for making their streaming debut as a someone who is a VTuber slash PNG tuber, and they're doing a phenomenal job because like I said, the tech issues will always happen, so we support people in this house, okay? No matter what happens. So, yeah. But yes, congratulations indeed. Good job and welcome to the fray that is streaming. Because it's always a really interesting time in terms of what can happen and all the things that can occur in this space. So, and yes. And if you ever hear the name Matt, that is Mick's partner. They're really, really dope. And again, shout out to... You're fine. No worries. Shout out to everybody behind the scenes and supporting. Thank you, Gia, for saying that in the chat. Because, again, we want to support folks when there are tech issues going on in the background. So kudos to y'all for all the things. And, yes, Oscars did happen. But, yes. No worries. All right, let me see. There we go. All right. And then the final panelist. Exactly. Streamer scuff is streamer scuff. So it doesn't stop anybody from all the magic and fun. But the final panelist is BB Blossoms, or BB. BB is a cosplayer and a VTuber. They love all things Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Magical Girls. They also watch a lot of anime and love playing JRPGs. For the Baddies Wear Masks Rate Train, they were the one who not only designed all the assets that you see, but they're the ones who designed the logo, the train, the overlays, and even the masks that some of the VTubers that you've seen have worn. They're also the one who designed all the stickers. But in general, as was just dropped in the chat, BB is also a business owner. So if you love the stickers that you can purchase for today's, for the event, you can also purchase from BB some compression gloves, cute bags, stickers, and everything else. But BB is a phenomenal person who's also been one of the co-organizers for this event. So you will have an amazing time not only on their streams, but please support them in general. They are super magical, super dope, super, super cool. And again, all the stuff that you see on today's stream, as well as just in general, the assets that folks have used all Braid Train are because of BB. So kudos to BB. BB's an amazing friend and dope person, also part of the Loftia program, and just phenomenal. So I think I got to everybody in terms of stuff because, again, I've been talking way too long. So those are your panelists for today who I've got some questions for. And we can now start the magic. Do want to check in and know about like tech issues to see if folks are ready for these questions. But let me know we need a couple more minutes in terms of things too as I toss it to folks in terms of getting started for today with some questions. But again, please follow these amazing people if you don't already follow them. They, along with the other streamers and everything else, were the ones who were behind all this magic. So this a phenomenal event would not have happened without everybody here. So please follow them. Please do like, sparkle hands, everything, all the magic. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead and get started. I just can't see your closed captions. I love how the captions are being goofy. Let me restart them and turn them on as we kind of get things going for today. And we will go ahead and ask the first set of questions in terms of folks. What we'll do is I'll go through the questions that we have. And then if we do have time, even though I know we're already running over, we will maybe take some questions for folks who'd like to ask in the chat, but no pressure in terms of things. But I do want to toss it first to maybe Gia, if you'd like to go first, in regards to telling us who you are on top of the introductions I tried to give. And if you would want to answer the question of how the ongoing pandemic has impacted you, if in terms of your comfortability, and then we'll take it to Ella, and then Mick, and then BB down the line, if that works for everybody.
Yep.
Sure. I hate going first, but okay, I'll do it for you.
I'm so sorry. We could toss it to Ella if you'd like to go first, Gia. I didn't mean to do that.
If that takes the pressure off, I don't mind. I'm a yapper.
Oh, I'll go. I'll just get out of the way.
Yes, rip off that band-aid.
Yeah. I'm Gia. My pronouns are they, them. And I don't mind neo pronouns either. I'm Korean Canadian, as she said, so there was a lot of Asian hate crimes that I've dealt with since the pandemic started, and I still do get a lot of really bad side eye for wearing masks when I do go out. I've been disabled and chronically ill my whole life. Uh, Unfortunately, even though I did not leave my house for 3 years, one of my husband's awful coworkers came to work with COVID and no mask and got us sick. So, yeah, everything's worse and it hurts to breathe. But I do have an amazing online community. I love to stream, to make friends since going out is dangerous for multiple reasons. Fun fact about me is I used to be able to hula hoop for 4 hours straight without dropping it. Yeah, there. That's it. That's it. Next.
Thank you, Gia. I appreciate you.
Don't look at me.
No
I'm
worries.
looking at you because I wish I was there to see the hula hooping. You know those hips don't lie, but what are you gonna do?
They don't lie.
They don't
Yeah,
lie.
they don't lie. Mm-mm.
Yeah. And like Crow Batty saying in the chat, it sucks when we're very intentional and someone gets us sick. So thank you for the honesty and transparency, Gia, about the fact that like people do not great things often and always. But we appreciate you and thank you for being here. For sure, for sure. He. Um, I will pass it to Ella. Would you like to go next?
Yes, I would love to go next. Hello, I'm Ella, Naidamilla, on all social medias and platforms. Unfortunately, Twitch is silly, so I have to have an underscore here, but I won't let that stop me. I've been streaming on Twitch since 2015. I got started around the Twitch Plays Pokemon era where everyone was inputting their commands to try and make the character walk forward. That was a hoot. Um, I was living in San Diego, California around the time the pandemic started, and that was a wild ride because, as we all know, San Diego is a giant city. And the main thing to do there is go out and eat at restaurants and experience life. And so being trapped in a city that you don't know and have never been to before and just started living there is very scary when everything shut down. So it definitely turned our world upside down. Fortunate enough, I had access to getting the vaccines and we were masking up. And I tried to look at the bright side of things while it was very scary. With everything shutting down, there was a silver lining with that happening of animals coming back to populations that they haven't seen in a very long time, waterways clearing up, gas prices went down to like $2 in California. Like, that's wild. It was just a weird twilight zone, it almost felt like, because something wasn't right, but like the world was healing in a way from humans, if that makes sense. Um, so I feel for everyone and I try to do my due diligence within the community of wearing a mask. And while I am not disabled in an immune sense, more of just like a physical leg disabled, I still want to look out for my friends, my communities, and others who can't take care of themselves because I pride myself of being able to put more effort forward. So I want to use the energy that I have to go around protecting others. And one fun fact about me is I'm really into witchy stuff. I'm sure you've all heard us talk about astrology and stars and tarots and things like that, but I feel like that aligns very deeply with me of how much I care about like the balance of the world and earth and all of that. So it just feels right. And that is that. All right, next.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Thank you, Ella. And appreciate, I agree with Crow Bratty. We love solidarity in this house. So thank you for doing what you can and being as amazing as everybody here. We appreciate you. Yee. Um, I want to toss it to Mick. Do you feel comfortable to go next? Or would you like me to toss the baton to BB to give you a bit more time? Whatever feels most comfortable for you.
Think I can do it. Can everybody hear me?
I hear you.
I hear you.
Okay. I'm new. Um, to
I knew
stream.
I'm dad. Sorry. I had to. I had to. Okay, continue.
um, shit. Excuse me. Shoot. Um, my brain just went totally blank. Hi, I'm Mick. I'm Wolverine for Coffee on socials and on uh on Twitch. I started because like C said, we've been friends forever and she was doing it and I wanted to play with her. So now she introduced me to all her fun friends and here I am. Um COVID. So I have been immunocompromised since I came out of the womb. I have really bad allergies and really bad asthma. So when COVID happened, I was lucky enough to have a wonderful group of people around me who kept me very, very, very safe. I didn't get my first case of COVID until we tried to go back out and we went to the gym we were going to do HIT. It's very small classes. We thought would be okay, but of course somebody came with COVID, and that was my first time getting it. But we were trying to get less fat because we had gotten fat from COVID, being in the house all the time. Um, I through the disability justice stuff that C does, and through meeting this wonderful community that C has around her, I kind of started to realize that I've been disabled my whole life, but we just never considered it that. It was just, you got asthma, you got allergies, you got issues, you just keep it pushing and you deal. Um, so I guess it's been a journey of realizing I'm not broken. I just work differently than everybody else. Um, I through this, I've also been diagnosed. I was diagnosed with autism, like 3 months ago, and we already knew that I had ADHD, and then on top of my asthma and my allergies and just my body being my body, I clearly have the hypermobility and everything. I do think COVID inflamed a lot of that. Um, it definitely didn't make anything better. So it's been really great to just meet people who understand and who don't hold it against me for not being able to do stuff. If that sounds right. Like I don't have to just suck it up and take it. I can say, hey, I'm having a low spoons day and I can't do that right now. And they're like, okay, no problem. That's very new. I love it. I love it here. I've just enjoyed everybody so much, and I wouldn't be confident to even be speaking to you guys right now if it wasn't for all of them. So I am thankful for that. I just wish we lived in a world where everybody cared about each other a little bit more and was a little bit more willing to do what's necessary to protect everybody and not just what's, easy. Um, but it's a learning and growing experience. I think COVID has we knew the system was broken, but I think now all of those broken pieces are no longer able to be ignored. So my hope is that although this has been one of the biggest struggles of all of our lives, something good's going to come out on the other end. Maybe we'll figure out a better way to help each other out, and maybe we'll get some of that community back that um, capitalism has taken away from us. Um, so yeah, as much as COVID has been horrific and hard, for me, I focus on the good that I've gotten out of it, which is, meeting all of you lovely people. Um, and my one fun fact is that I played the alto saxophone from 8th grade to 12th grade.
Nice, nice. Appreciate the honesty and transparency, as well as, again, we're happy to see your hair, and congratulations again on streaming. And yes, the abdominal human spirit in terms of building community is really, really important, because a lot of these issues did not start at COVID. They are being exacerbated because of what COVID has re illuminated that we need to care about. So thank you for the words and appreciate you. And BB, we're going to toss it to you after
Yeah.
hearing some great words from Gia, Ella, and Mick. Go ahead and take the floor.
Yeah, sounds good. Hi everyone. I'm BB. You guys know me from my business, beauty pins, streaming, and also cosplaying. Um, let's see. Um, it's hard for me to talk about long COVID because I've lost so many people to it over the years. And the hardest part of it is that it's preventable. A lot of the deaths that I've experienced, you know, especially like I'll never forget. About 2 years ago, I lost a dear friend. Some of you guys, her as Tinu, disability justice side of Twitter. Um, like basically COVID, they call long COVID. They got long COVID, and then that reactivated their um their cancer, and ultimately killed them, which was very sad. Like even as they were trying to like beat the cancer, no one would mask around them. No, not in the hospitals, not in the cancer areas. No one would mask for them anywhere, even though as they were fighting for their lives, and that was hard to see. And when I started, I was always masking, but it made me realize how even more important it was to mask. It isn't just to protect yourself, but to protect others who can mask, because not everyone's able to physically able to mask. Some people have breathing issues. Some people have illnesses that prevents them from actually wearing a mask. So it's important to protect yourself and the community. And I always vouch for prevention over trying to fix an issue like afterwards, because I just see this as part of community care. Because you gotta care about yourself and other people around you. Um, like I've been disabled pretty much my whole life. Um, Yay, sickle cell anemia. But and over my life, I've been getting more and more disabled, and it's been hard. I think I never, at least from what I'm aware of, I never caught long COVID or got COVID. Um, so I'm kind of fortunate in that way. But I've had other health challenges that have been similar to long COVID, even before you know the pandemic started. And it's I don't wish this on anyone. Like it makes life that much harder, and I just think we need to care more about each other in general and do our best to like mitigate risk. Like I tell people, you don't have to be perfect at masking. You just have to wear the highest quality mask you have access to as much as you can. I'm not telling you to stay home all the time. We still need to go to medical appointments, dentists, and all that stuff. But we can find options if we're lucky. So I try not to be too harsh on people. I try to like stop attacking people. I just try to help those who want to cause less harm, because not everyone can afford to wear a high quality mask. So that's why I give out free masks for my store, and I also recommend looking at mask blocks. So I'm just gonna post a link eventually, um, and other resources out there to help you help protect yourself. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. And yes, if you didn't know that, BB is also Disabled BIPOC Creator of the Year in terms of the magic. So, we love to see it and we love all the mic drops. And
Oh, thank
yes,
you guys.
um, I do want to say too, which BB raised a good point, to anybody who's been throughout the rate train, if you know someone who's impacted by long COVID or if you've lost someone to long COVID, I am sending all the love and grief to you. I resonate with BB and several others who mentioned this in the chat that hi Genki, um, that these stories, this grief that you hold for people who would not keep your loved ones safe. I'm so sorry that people have had to bear witness to that and lose people because of other people's actions. It really just goes to show that our actions do impact other people in the community, and we should really think about how we impact others every single day, even if it's just, again, like sharing a kinder word or also just thinking about like receiving things and for folks to mask as well, which is what people are saying. And like her buddy said in the chat, if you don't mask, just be honest so someone knows that they can either stay away from you, or if you've been somewhere that's kind of risky, please be honest in terms of that. So thank you for those words, BB. And again, I just want to send my condolences and love to anyone who's been impacted, because COVID has impacted people in various ways that have been hard and very devastating. So I don't want to dismiss that during today's panel as well. And I also want to say this too on this note. We were supposed to have one more panelist for today. Many of you know them, but Chi Chi was actually supposed to be a part of today's panel, but unfortunately, Chi Chi was not able to participate tonight. But I do want to give a shout out to Chi Chi, as he is the leader of the DC. They're one of the many leaders along with Gia. So I do want to illuminate that if you don't follow Chi Chi, you should. He is the reason why we were able to partner with DC3, as well as like hang out with so many amazing people. You'll have a really, really great time with Chi Chi. They're super, super cool and really, really amazing. So I also want to mention that because again, Chi Chi did a phenomenal job during their stream as well. And I just want to illuminate that as we keep going for today's discussion. But yes, as you've heard from terms of introductions, thank you all for your words as you shared. Really grateful, and it's an honor and a privilege. Instead of going down the line, we're going to switch it up a bit just to be respectful in terms of things. I'd love to toss it to how about Ella, if you could speak to more again how the impact ongoing pandemic has impacted you, as well as what are some ways that you stay safe during times like this, especially since things have changed so much. I'd love to hear from the panelist how you keep staying safe and well during times like this, and not in like an ableist way, but in like what prevention measures you take and what you do for you and your loved ones, if you don't mind speaking to that.
Yeah, of course. I can definitely speak on that. So, a lot has changed in 6 years. I no longer live in San Diego. So, totally different state now. I now live in the Pacific Northwest, which is definitely a super shift, if that makes sense. Because when you're living in a large city like that, the culture is very different versus where I'm living now is unfortunately a little more rural and red, which kind of sucks. But I'm trying to make the best of it. I'm trying to find community and people who also feel similar to how I do. Uh, so when I go places, because I'm living in a more red area, um, it's almost feels ostracizing a little bit because this is a very kind of blue collar town. And so a lot of people are older, like there's a lot of senior homes and things like that. So when you're going out and trying to be safe and protect people by masking and going into stores, people definitely give you weird looks or will say very outlandish, offhand things to try and make you feel bad about what you're doing. And I mean, I just try to keep on and mind my own business because I want to stay safe and keep others safe. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I just try to let it roll off my back, right, so to speak. And then I just do basic care kind of things where it's like if I'm not feeling well, I will do my due diligence of staying home. And I feel like that should be everyone's go-to um, thing that they do, and it's been very hard working in places where people don't do that. I've had many a coworkers with basically almost unlimited PTO and things like that because they've accumulated it and they would get sick and still come into work, and it's really, really hard and disheartening to experience that. Um, So it's definitely a learning curve. I definitely feel like I'm swimming against the current, fish out of water, so to speak, living in the area that I do. But I have found a good handful of community. Like if you really search and look for it, you will find it. I found some lovely friends that are very conscious about current events that are going on in the world. And unfortunately, there is backlash, but we keep moving forward and trying to make positive of the situation and standing up for those who can't. And I know that this doesn't necessarily have to do with COVID specifically, but as a queer individual, I'm bisexual. I fly a pride flag all the time at my home just to help others feel seen. And I got a lovely card in the mail from one of my neighbors about their kid who is transitioning, and the pride flag makes them feel very safe and seen every time they drive by my house. So that is just the type of thing that I want to do for others and for people is to be a light in the darkness, so to speak, and give people courage and help in any way I can, even if it's little. So, yeah, I hope that was good.
No, thank you, Ella. I appreciated your words because they resonate. And I want to say in the chat, it breaks my heart that so many people can resonate with that in terms of swimming against the current, as you described very eloquently, about how people are not very kind when folks are just protecting themselves. And as people say too, it's none of your business what somebody's doing with themselves in terms of their body and their loved ones and going out and about in the world. So thank you for that, especially for, younger folks and folks who are just trying to exist as well, being who they are, because they deserve to be who they are no matter what. So, and for folks coughing and being rude to y'all, I'm so sorry. But I'm in areas where my brain's like, I don't like that. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. In terms of shenanigans. But thank you. Um, I'm going to toss this question to BB, actually. Can you describe some of
Okay.
the ways that you stay safe during times like this?
So I usually so I try to stay home as much as I can because I'll be honest, as a very tall black femme presenting person, um when I go out masking, I get harassed like a lot, especially if I use a mobility aid. So so it's a matter of safety for me. So I gotta wager like my personal safety, like on community care and thinking about like the risks because it's not always that simple to just wear a mask. But I try to encourage people to do so when they can. As long as obviously like you want to care about yourself and the community. So I wear a mask as much as I can, and I try to limit where I go and pre-plan places. So sometimes I go out with someone and we both mask just for like, because if you're two people masking, they tend to leave you alone. At least from my personal experience. But if you're by yourself and you're friend presenting, some of them will harass you. Like some of the worst incidents have been like people yelling at me from their cars and try to throw something at me, and that was very scary because I was masking. That's why they were yelling at me. And I've also had breathing issues too because I had surgery, nasal surgery recently, and I still masked even before I had the surgery because I wanted to protect myself and the community around me. I use a lot of air purifiers or air filters, whatever you call those. I have several in my house, and if I want to spend time with a friend, I usually hang out with friends in the spring and summer time. So we usually hang out in my backyard or outside somewhere neutral. And we take space. I mean, distance from each other a bit. So there's a bit of air and stuff. And we mask. And I also use a sip valve. Um, so basically it's like this round thing you can put on your mask, and it allows you to drink while masking safely. It's pretty cool. I That's what I use most of the time. And yeah, I just mostly stay home. But because it's so much energy to go out because I'm already very disabled. But I masking is definitely a priority. Air filtration, testing lots. If you do go out, you should test before and after. And yeah, just do your best. Yeah, see.
Thank you, thank you. And I think that's a really valid point that you bring up too. And folks, everybody, all the panelists have mentioned this as well. That you can hear the intersectionality in terms of today's conversation. That depending on your race, gender, sexuality, your presentation, who you are, your abilities, and everything else, it does impact how you're perceived out in the world. And as much as we love ourselves and care about ourselves and our communities, that can be a lot to deal with. So sometimes you're just like, I don't have the energy for this today, and that's just how that goes. So thank you for speaking to that, BB, as well as sharing the honesty and transparency of how that is. Real recognized real during Melon in March. So yeah. I know we're in the middle of the ads. I do want to take a minute before we continue. I'll toss the mic to Gia next and then Mick. But while we're on the ad break, I do want to just remind folks a bit. I know, everybody's perspective is different and ads are different from everybody's stream. But I do want to say quickly that if you are somebody who wants to support the fundraiser that's going on right now, we still have the link available that's going through the chat as well as on socials if you'd like to contribute to Hazy to be able to rest as someone who has long COVID and is also continuing to do advocacy like these amazing folks are. So I just want to emphasize that throughout today's stream as we keep having this amazing discussion and conversation. And yeah, I agree with folks are saying in the chat too, which I appreciate the conversations and dialogue having folks are having in the chat as well as have continued to have throughout the streams this entire time that a lot of people resonate what people are saying in terms of staying safe, Having someone with you also mask, I resonate with that. Whenever I go out with friends, for example, we're all masked up. We don't do anything that's risky, and we make sure that we look out for each other and try to, do what we can virtually. And if we have to be somewhere, it's a team effort to make sure folks are good. Welcome back from the ads. So yeah, I do appreciate that. Even with people being again disrespectful out in these streets and everything else too in terms of their behavior. So, but yeah, um, I'm going to toss it now to Gia. If you'd like to answer the question of what are some ways that you stay safe, similar to what I've already asked Ella and BB. If you'd like to take the question from there.
Sure. I'm similar to BB that don't really leave my house slightly because I've lost a lot of mobility and uh well, I've just become more disabled from COVID. So mostly I'm in bed about 95% of the time. It's very difficult to get around and again with the racism, uh BB and I live in the same area kinda, so yeah, they know how people are here. It's not a very accepting area of Canada, but when we do go out, I'm lucky that I do have Ho, who is a very tall and mean-looking Asian man. So people will give us bad looks, but generally they leave us alone. We do mask. If we want to go on dates, we just stay in the truck. We go through the drive-through and we sit and watch a little show on the phone. That's kind of how we do our stuff. We have HEPA filters in our house and portable ones. Um, when we have visitors, we do ask them to take COVID precautions at least the 2 weeks to a month before they visit. And of course, mask on their way here if they're taking a plane and all that. And yeah, so far it's been okay. Uh, it's a little It's a little lonely, but I do have my online disabled and chronically ill community that very highly empathizes with that. So, yeah, mostly it's I'm just inside, and if I have to go to the doctors, I try to go in and check in and then wait and leave as fast as I can because no one masks here. Yeah, that's all we do here. It's not much to control besides leaving the few times a year that I do.
Yeah. Thank you for the honesty and transparency, Gia, as well as what everybody has shared so far. I do appreciate what you're saying, especially to that importance, which folks are resonating in the chat, Gia, about community, especially being online, and for the fact that, like, when you have chronic conditions and things you're dealing with, it's just the world outside is not worth putting anybody in harm's way. So, as folks were saying, shout out to Ho if you've met him. He's a super amazing human being. Gia is also amazing. So, really appreciate the friendship and everything with both these amazing folks. But I definitely think there's a space for conversation to be had when people say ableist language in regards to, oh, just go outside type of stuff, when that's not really everybody's reality. And that's just the truth of the matter. So thank you for saying that and speaking to that. And for those who resonate, I see you and you are seen, and you deserve more respect than people like dismissing that and being weird about it. Because again, people are just weird and they don't understand things that they just are really too uncomfortable about, type of thing. So we all hope folks can unlearn is basically what I'm trying to say, and I encourage that. And yes, eugenics and fascism is a thing, which we don't do that around these parts. No, no ma'am. No ma'am, Pam. So yes, like Stephen and folks are saying, like we're saying here, community online is just as valuable as folks doing things in the real world, which I don't like phrasing that way. People often say that, and I don't really care for that distinction often. So, um, But yeah, thank you for those words, Gia. And I will give it to Mick to answer the question of what are some ways that you stay safe during times like this. If you'd like to take the baton now.
Um, I am lucky enough to have a partner who does most of the out stuff. COVID did not help my social anxiety. I don't like large spaces with lots of people already. So that hasn't really been a change for me. But any time I am out, I do mask. We all mask at my house. Hubby has a job where he can't always mask and stuff, but he just stays as safe as he can. And we have the air purifier like he puts on his desk, and we have air purifiers in every room. But honestly, that was stuff that we did before COVID because of how bad my allergies are. Um, so I guess the biggest thing we do is just we do a lot more grocery pickup, like a lot more not going into the store, and not being in crowds. And like when my mom does want to go out, we go like to the outside mall, and stuff like that. But we are always fully masked. I do visit family, and I just try to be, because my family is from the South, and where we live, nobody masks. We're usually the only people who are masked wherever we are. But honestly, I was doing masking before COVID too because of how bad my allergies are. So this I know that I get a lot of looks and stuff. Also, I am black and my husband is not. So the looks and stuff were nothing new to me. Um I just wish people were kinder in general, and gave and cared about anybody other than their immediate, like what's right in front of their nose. Um, the biggest thing I do is just I talk about it. I tell people, even people around me who don't mask or whatever. Or when I go out and somebody does ask me, why do I have a mask on or whatever, I'm very honest, and I'm like, because I don't want nothing you got. It's not just for COVID, it's for cold and flu. I catch everything. I've always caught everything. So for me, it always made more sense to mask. Um, for some reason they seem to be more accepting of, like, yeah, I have allergies and I can't, be in the store with all those people with perfume on, than they are for COVID. But I mean, I take it, that's a foot in the door. um I- yeah, the biggest thing we do is just mitigate. It's all you think about, is it worth it? And if it's worth it, we do the best we can with the situation, like maybe visiting family, or like we went to a friend's wedding or whatever, and we're just as safe, and eating outside, and eating in the hotel room. I spend most of my time at my best friend's house. She doesn't go anywhere either. Um when we are out and about, so it's just doing the best we can, where we can, and telling people that there is something else that they could be doing to keep themselves safe. We have masks on deck. I'm always offering masks to people. I remember when I was working, I worked in an office setting, and nobody masked. We're in cubicles, and the person next to me got COVID. And so I was like, well, hey, I'm going to mask so that in case, I got it, I don't feel sick or anything, but in case I got it, I want to make sure that I'm not, making anybody else sick. And everybody was like, whoa, this is really serious. Like, you're taking this. I'm like, yeah, guys, it's really serious, because it's really serious. Like, this shit could kill you. Like, I remember having that conversation and being like, I can't believe people don't realize this. So I guess I do the best I can, where I can, when I can.
Thank you, thank you. And there's a slight echo too. I just wanted to point that out as well. I just want to make sure in terms of sound and things. But thank you for your words in terms of. Oh, hi everybody. I always get jump scared by raids. Welcome in, raiders. I hope you're doing well today. It's lovely to see you. Hi Poppy, how you doing? Welcome in. Let me give a shout out really, really fast. But hi, everybody. For those of you who are coming in from Poppy's stream, currently we're doing a panel on long COVID because this past weekend was Long COVID Awareness Day, specifically on the 13th. To commemorate the anniversary of long COVID. It is technically Long COVID Awareness Month. So we are talking about with these amazing co-organizers and folks who've been a part of the events this past weekend to address and talk about why advocacy needs to continue during this ongoing pandemic. So if folks want to hang out and kick it with us, we're just having a really great conversation. Folks are dropping comments and resonating in the chat. And we're just really talking about the importance of community care and safety and being a baddie who wears masks or wears a mask and does preventative care. So if you don't already follow Poppy, you should. They're a really amazing streamer. I'm also on a team with them for Pine Cone for folks who aren't aware, with some amazing folks already on this panel too, or folks on this panel, excuse me. But if you need to raid and run and take care of yourself, no worries. As you people have heard throughout today's panel, physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health matters most. So please take care of yourself first and foremost. But if you'd like to hang out with us, I hope you enjoy the conversations that are happening right now. And thank you for bringing your community over here, Poppy. We appreciate you. And again, if you don't already follow Poppy, you should. They're a great person. So, yeah.
Can I also add something?
Yes.
I want to say thank you for all donations just now. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Um, Hazy, the person we're fundraising for, is someone that I know personally, and like she's the type of person that would always give in to others and always advocating for mask wearing and to support disabled people. Um, but yeah, they never get the love that they deserve. So I just want to show them that hey, you're part of the community. You're not alone. So yeah,
Yeah, thank you, BB, for that for sure. And thank you for all the donations and folks being amazing. It really does make a difference. And as we've been saying all weekend from everybody, mutual aid is a really great way to build community, to help support people that we love, and to really just be in solidarity with everybody that we have the privilege and honor to know in this lifetime. So thank you for all of you for championing and doing what you can to support people and people all over the world, including Hazy, who deserves it. So, yeah. Um, so we have on our agenda some time for a break. So I do want to check in with the panelists. If folks would like maybe like a break for about maybe 10 to 13 minutes to get some water, stretch, and take care. If they would like to use that time, we can go to the BRB screen, do some tech checks and everything. But if folks want to hang tight, as well as they want to check in with the panelists, if you'd like to have your break for a couple minutes, we can do that. And then we'll continue on with the panel in terms of things, if that sounds good to folks. Let me know how that
sounds good.
build.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
Cool, cool. Well, alrighty, y'all.
Do I still have an echo?
Yes, you do, but we can handle that when we go on break and everything. So it's all good. No worries. Streamer stuff happens. And yes. So if you are hanging out with us, we will be back at 20 minutes past the hour. So for those of you, for example, in ET, or Eastern daylight savings be whooping my behind. So for those of you who get it, you get it. And it's fine if you don't get impacted as well. We'll be back probably in about 12 minutes. So if you need to drink some water, take care and stretch, please feel free to do that. We're going to go to the BRB screen to give folks a little bit of time. But as I've said, as I do events with folks, we like to do breaks around here so folks can process, digest, and walk around a bit. So we'll see you in about 12 minutes. Hang tight, and thanks for kicking it with us. And I hope you're enjoying this great panel so far. So yeah, see you in a little bit. Huzzah, huzzah.
Also, if you like, I'm also selling my prints. So here's my cosplay prints. So I'm gonna be selling all the proceeds from the prints is gonna go towards, you know, the fundraiser. So if you guys want to sign print of me as Wonder Woman or Yuna, let me know. So yeah, I'm done. That's okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like over the last decade, I've learned about how important community is because like some of you guys may know this, but like I grew up really poor and so we relied on like government assistance and support from people in general and the community support a lot to stay alive. And even when I picked myself up and went to school and got some stability, um, it was still hard. Like we can't. I realized you can't do things alone. You need friends. You need community. You need other people. Cause doing things alone sucks. So yeah. So I don't know. I learned to value community and and it's not just about taking. It's give and take. Sometimes it's like money. Sometimes it's time. Sometimes it's like whatever you can offer, skill sets you have. But we can all support each other in different ways. And it's not always about financial things. It could be like this like this raid train is a good example of that. Because we all came together for a good cause to help Hazy and spread awareness about long COVID. Like this is such an important thing to talk about. And I'm so grateful that we're all here together. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I would not be alive without community care. And so yeah, like especially when it comes to COVID, like you can't. It's not something you can handle alone. You know, you need support from other people. Whether like that's why I love mass blocks. So I'm gonna drop the link for a mass block. Um, they have resources for masking, air purifier, other stuff. You know, depending where you live, and they're a great resource. And we just should rely. We need more support. Like we need to support one another. We shouldn't do things alone. Life is hard enough. So yeah, that's what I think. You're welcome.
Oh, I
Uh
muted on
oh.
my own stream. Y'all have not heard a word I've just said this entire time. Yeah. I was going to do
I
that
love you guys.
eventually. Y'all didn't hear a word I just said. The panelists heard what I said, but y'all can't hear what I'm saying. Thank you for letting me know. Um,
I'm not getting mentions.
no,
You did it just to make me feel less alone.
it's fine. There's tech
Yeah,
stuff and
yeah.
shenanigans. And we're back from the ads. Look at that. Was fighting me? Not acrobatic. It's just me being clumsy. That's a running gag on my joke, on my streams. But anyway, it's cool. I'm clumsy. But what I was saying to folks here is, I'm grateful for BB for answering the question of one. If you don't know about mass blocks, it's a really great website. Yeah, that's just me being sick. Genki would know. Shout out to Genki for being one of my mats, because I will do that by accident a lot. But as BB just reshared the link, thank you so much. Um, the mass block website is a really great resource to find like free mass, free COVID tests, just free resources to keep yourself safe. Women's History, I'm laughing. During this ongoing pandemic, so I highly encourage you to check out that link to be able to get what you need in terms of taking care of yourself and your communities, and share out that link. And also just emphasizing what BB said about the importance of community care and mutual aid, because it does save lives. So while I was on mute, you didn't hear it. I thanked BB for sharing that honesty and transparency, because it does make a difference for people to stay alive, but also to really impact and build solidarity too. So to be I was doing something in the background. Thank you, thank you. And yes, I don't mind poking fun at myself, because as much as I have been doing this for almost 3 years now, I am still very clumsy, and I will mute myself in the future. I've done it many a times. But I also wanted to prep Gia for taking this question again. Are what are some important lessons you've gained from this decade when it comes to disability justice and protecting the communities you belong to? If you'd like to take the question, Gia, and tell us your perspective on it.
Hmm. Feel like I've learned a lot this last decade, so I'll try to keep it short. um, I guess a big thing for me being a small streamer has been that you can make a difference even if you have a small community, and it matters what you do, like uploading the masked photo, or just showing solidarity can be very impactful on those around you, even if you don't notice it. Um, I switched to mutual aid a little over 2 years ago exclusively. So it's been really nice to see my community make an impact on others who have hit hardships. It's a very rough time out there. I've I've cut down on my ableist language, which I didn't even know was a thing really. Besides, like the R word and stuff like that. I've become really aware of how I speak to myself and how that, affects others around me. So being kind and gentle, uh, just softer with myself as I lose certain abilities that I once had. There's a lot. There's there's a lot of stuff I've learned this last decade, and I really think being in dis disabled spaces that prioritize intersectionality, that are BIPOC forward, um, has really helped me grow as a person, even though I'm in my 30s. Like, I feel like I've learned so much, especially in the past 6 years. You know, people are, I don't know, I just really like seeing everybody's perspective on life and kind of taking pieces of people. It sounds so creepy. I like to take pieces of people and hold them with me as I go through life. And it's been really great seeing how everybody's handling this pandemic because we don't all have the same circumstances. We're not all affected the same way. But I think the basis of our community is empathy and community care. And that's really nice to see after being out in the real world. Yeah. So, you know, it's yeah, a lot of things have been learned on my part, and hope that my community and our commitment to being better together also is impactful for others, but we shall see, shall we not? Yeah. And that's it.
No, thank you for that, Gia. And I do appreciate what you're speaking to because unfortunately, with the ongoing pandemic, people have probably noticed without their daily lives that people use ableist language a lot lately. That is not very kind. And something that's been talked about often in spaces that I've been in with Gia and folks is resurgence of certain words and the history of how ableism changes laws, policies, and practices that impact people, including folks might be familiar with the ugly laws that weren't abolished until like the 1970s, which we talked about at the beginning of this raid train too a bit. So I think that it's really important to see those like social changes happen and push back and be thoughtful with our language and our words because if we're not careful, we can alienate and isolate people, but also stigmatize people who don't deserve that. So I appreciate that as someone who's also can resonate with unlearning and unpacking things, especially also being in my 30s. And it's so, so important to be able to do that work as much as possible and to keep growing. And knowing a really good point you made also, Gia, of no matter the size of community can always make a difference. I think that's really, really key. That community can always make a difference with what we choose to do. So, and also thank you for the celebration, by the way. I still got to fix my commands and stuff and everything, so I appreciate that in terms of that. But yeah, thank you for your words, Gia, as always, in terms of great wisdom for this question. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to toss it to Mick if you'd like to answer this question next. Again, just to reiterate, what are some important lessons you've gained from this decade when it comes to disability justice and protecting your community or communities that you belong to?
I would say I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest in the group as I'll be 40 in July. So I'm an old lady. And over the last decade, I think I have learned how different disability looks with each person. You know, we had this idea of what disability is, and I'm learning that it's so much more than just, you know, not being able to walk or not being able to do stuff. It's also, you know, not being able to process, like mentally process, or not being able to remember, or not being able, you know, in my case, to do things because it causes asthma attacks. So disability has way more facets than I knew. So I've learned about a lot of those different facets over the last decade. I also think I've learned how important community is, and like Gio was saying, even if it's a very small community, I feel like we've taken that for granted. And capitalism has made us feel like it's something that we can buy on Amazon maybe, but it's it's a verb more than it's a word. It takes action, it takes thought, it takes change, it takes, you know, just caring about the person next to you, even if you don't know them, even if you don't necessarily agree with all of their stuff. Um, you know, just caring enough to hold space for other people is huge. um, I feel like I've learned to be kinder, not only to myself, but to others, because, you know, life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. We only get one, but hopefully it's a long one. And the longer that I've gotten to live, the more thankful I am for being here. And the more thankful I am for the people, especially the good people that I've gotten to meet along the way. Um, so yeah, I think the biggest thing I've learned is to be kind to myself and be kind to others, and that goes so much further than you can ever know. And I know that I've benefited so much just from the kindness of others, just, you know, just people in this group and outside of it. And if I can give any of that to someone else, I feel like I've done something right.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that and resonate with that. I'm probably biased because shout out to friends who I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. For those of you who have seen that movie, but there's a line in there about how kindness is strategic and necessary, and I feel like this is exactly hitting at what you're saying, Mick, when unlearning and unpacking things, but also having the opportunity to help people, not in a savior complex type of way, but a solidarity and just being a human, because humans are social creatures. We live, grow, and work together and play together, and we go through stuff together. The more you can do that, the more that you can remind yourself of your own humanity and not dehumanize other people. Because it's really easy to do things that are problematic. It's even harder sometimes for people to take accountability and unlearn so they can really support their communities. Also, welcome in. We got another raid. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Melissa. Welcome in. And yeah, baby, to your point, no one's perfect. No one's asking for perfection. People are just asking for accountability and solidarity. So, and exactly, humanization fights fascism and eugenics every day. So, welcome in, Raiders. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Thanks for raiding into Gia. We are currently doing a panel for long COVID awareness for the Baddies Wear a Mask raid train. But hey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today. Hello, hello. And then uh, I want to give space to Gia if you'd like to say more since you just were raided into. I do not want to make you miss the opportunity too. Hee hee.
Um, Hi, readers.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
Like, I'm just sitting here. I don't know. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you Yes, have a good read and run. I appreciate your lurk and I love you too. Bye, Chingo. Okay, yeah. Muted again.
No worries. Appreciate you, Gia. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, I want to be kind and respectful to everybody on the panel because they're given such great wisdom and words and are giving us a lot of our time. So appreciate Gia, Ella, BB, and Mick for all being here. Super thoughtful and super great. And thank you all for supporting them. And if you aren't following them, you should because they're really amazing people, as you can tell. But okay, Ella, I'm going to toss it to you. Also, thank you, sweet earlier for the raid, by the way. I know I said it in the chat, but I want to say thank you so much and please enjoy the lyric. I do not you don't have to call off lyric. I just want to acknowledge that in terms of raiding in over or during the break. But Ella, I'd love to toss the question to you. Again, what are some important lessons you gained from this decade when it comes to disability justice and protecting communities you belong to? If you'd like to answer.
Yeah, I would love to answer. I'm being a giant baby right now. I'm getting so emotional and crying off while my mic is muted. So it's gonna be a little hard for me to answer as I'm trying not to bawl my eyes out right now. But I just love everyone so much that we did the raid train with. It's just so important to me, and these people are really great. So I just want to say that before I get into the question. These are all really wonderful individuals. But I'm getting so emotional. I want to say for the last decade for disability and justice and protecting communities, as I am disabled myself, and I've been disabled from birth. And I mean, I feel like people with disabilities, obviously, it's not by choice, but unfortunately was thrusted upon me by unsavory choices of my womb provider. So that is why I'm disabled today. And growing up in a world of trying to fit in and be like everyone else, I think made me ableist against myself, where it's like I have to keep up with everyone. I never took breaks or anything like that. I lived on a farm for the longest time, so I really just have beaten myself up over the years, and now it isn't until my 30s that I'm becoming softer with myself, um, and learning that I like this is me. This is how I am. And unfortunately, like it will only get worse with age, but I should learn to live with it now and take it easy. And that's just softened my outlook on life and how I interact with others because I feel like it's so important to take care of those around you. Um, because being in a community, it enables us to welcome and help people in ways we couldn't as individuals, because we pull our strength together and we share the work and responsibility that can help people, especially those who are in deep distress, help them find their self-confidence and inner healing, which I feel like is so true and something I've experienced over uh, the years, navigating this world is we all come into this world, but we don't come into this world alone. There's people helping us from every turn, whether that's growing up, learning how to walk, or, learning our first words, going to school. Every step of the way, we've had someone helped us, and it's never been the same for everyone or looked the same. It's always different, but it's it's just really hard for me to understand why others can't see that and want to also help others because we are all where we are in our life with the help of others, and it might not be as hard to understand as I know if you're able-bodied, you just see the world differently. But it's like even being privileged, like you've had help to get where you are in life and you shouldn't take that for granted. So I wish people like that wouldn't look down on others because of that. So yeah, it's just really learning to be soft and stand up for others who can't. And I really resonate with life's most persistent and urgent questions is, what are you doing for others? And I just wanted to quote MLK because I feel like that's a really strong quote is, what can we do for others? And it might not look the same for everyone because we all have different spoons and abilities, but yeah, we just need to come together as a community. So I'm gonna stop there because I'm getting worked up all over again. So I was just gonna mute so I could sob off my.
Oh my, everybody. My feelings.
Oh,
That's why I knew I was gonna have to hold it together until the very end of all of the event planning so I can be in my feelings. But thank you, Ella, for being honest and transparent. We are big components of feeling your feelings and crying. So if you are emotional and have been personally impacted through this event, I hope you have been able to feel your feelings and to know that you are supported and appreciated, and that there's more people who are value aligned with you. I like how someone had said it before, where you can be your own prototype until you meet, and I extend that line to being your own prototype of what's possible means there's people who are just like you out in the world if you dare yourself to dream and imagine that they exist. So I know for this group of folks as well as everybody else who's met each other this weekend, there's a lot of magic happening when people find each other. And please cry. Crying is, there's nothing wrong with crying and feeling your feelings. So thank you, Ella, for that reminder that there's strength in softness. And getting to that place where you can be soft with yourself is hard, but it's worth it if you can give yourself the space to be able to exist just as you are, because we all have value innately. So that's the most important thing. So thank you, thank you. Okay. I have one more question, and then we're going to give some space for folks to maybe take one or two questions, and then we're going to get ready to wrap up this panel. We've had some really great conversations in the chat, as well as some really great words from our panelists here. But I do want to toss the baton to take it for Mick to take the next question of how, from your perspective, can people support their communities and each other during times like this? What are some words of wisdom you'd like to share? We've touched on a lot of that already, but I'd love to get specific thoughts, starting with Mick, about how we can how people can support their communities and each other during times like this.
I'm going to quote my grandpa, kill him with kindness. That's how I approach everything I can. You know, the meaner people are to me, the nicer I try to be to them. It doesn't mean I won't cut somebody out. Don't get it twisted. But sometimes the best thing you can do is walk away with a smile on your face and your head up, because your kindness, the kindness that you choose to give, is not something anybody can take away from you, no matter how hard they try. And sometimes that's all people need to see another side. Now, does it always work? Absolutely not. Do I still have to throw some bows? Absolutely. But I try to approach most things from kindness and go from there. You know, if I have to take a turn, left or right here and there, we do what we got to do. But I start there. And I guess the other thing is learning to be uncomfortable. I feel like we do a lot of things to avoid being uncomfortable, but you've always told me this, see, those uncomfortable places are your growth edges. That's where you probably need to sit to learn whatever lesson it is for you to learn there. So, sometimes, like with me streaming, it 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 pays to put yourself into a little bit of an uncomfortable. I'm not saying put yourself in danger, be careful with yourself, but put yourself in a little bit of an uncomfortable situation sometimes, and that's where you might grow the most. Um and community, just any way you can find it. When you find your people, hold on to them as tight as you can, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring, and the only way that we are going to get through this is together. So, we just have to keep making the effort to stay connected and to continue loving one another and continuing to heal together, continuing to give ourselves and others grace, and just kill them with kindness.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mick, for that. Because yes, as I said or mentioned earlier already, kindness from Everything Everywhere All at Once, without spoiling the movie, because I don't want to do that for anybody, um, is is something that can be sacred and can use to be strategic, not in like a transactional way, but in a way of just really humanizing people and remembering that. As well as I love in the chat about kindness, the name that is sending me. I appreciate that. In terms of, take no take don't let people like, take advantage or cross your boundaries, but be kind, but also stand firm. Boundaries are beautiful. We love boundaries in this house. So I appreciate the conversations again happening in the chat. And again, Mick, from your grandfather, who was a really dope person, that I know of from the oral stories you've told. Thank you for sharing wisdom from folks who are really, really cool and amazing. Yeah, yeah. And just a heads up for time check, we're gonna go past 1 o'clock, just so I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to answer this question and get one or two questions, and then we're gonna wrap up. But thank y'all for hanging in here with us. I know folks are enjoying and having fun and just getting to know each other and making great jokes, while also, really again being in solidarity in the chat. So y'all are really, really cool and awesome for kicking it. Uh, I want to, for this question, toss it to BB next. If you'd like to answer the question of how people can support the communities and each other during times like this. Again, besides, we've answered this question a bit throughout the other previous questions, but would love for you to add more thoughts to that if you would like to.
Yeah, there's so many ways to support each other, like, during this time. Just like, for example, mutual aid, like what we're doing right now, is an example. Talking to each other. For example, in my store, I give out free N95 masks. And then my friends ask me for resources. If it's something I can do, I do it for my friend and people around me. I think it's very important to be able to, you know, actually do things, actually support one another. Like I mentioned before, like I think there's lots of actual things you can do. For example, you can fundraise for a friend. Share links; those are free. Comment on someone's post to boost the visibility. You know, share your links to different social medias and stuff. Talk about it. There's so many free ways to support, so it's not always about giving money. It's about showing that you care and doing things to support however you can. I know that many of us are disabled, so like it's not easy for us to help financially a lot of times. So it's important to be able to give whatever time you have. Obviously, take care of yourself first, but if you have some extra energy, try to help others in the community as well. Oh yeah, and also gone surface, of course. Yeah, I'll be honest. Over the years, I have done probably like almost $20,000 worth of like mask I've given out, whether publicly or working through other mask blocks and supplying their mask. I have given hand sanitizers. I have given people like mobility aids and stuff throughout the years. Like that's my way of doing community care. But I don't expect everyone to do what I'm doing. I'm just fortunate that I can, and I'm grateful for having such an awesome community that support me and that support me by mutual aid. So yeah.
No, thank you so much, BB. I really appreciate the honesty and candor as well. And shout out to you for that really amazing work that you've been doing, not only to support folks in communities close to you, but also beyond. So I'm here for it. Keep doing the dang thing. That's magical. And I think the ways that you shared have been really, really magical. Along with Mick said about kindness in terms of, humanizing people. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna toss this next for the same question again. How can people support their communities and each other during times like this? To Ella, if you'd like to answer the question next.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I know,
Uh,
because feelings.
no,
Feelings.
I know. um, I I just think doing what you can, um, given your spoons and how much you can do, I think doing the best that you can for your community is most important. 100%. I don't ever do anything outside your means, of course, but when we're together, we're stronger, and I feel like that is so important. So to come together with your communities, make sure you're putting pressure on your politicians and your local government, even something as small as your city or your town, who's in charge, who's mayor, who's running for city council. Write them emails, call your representatives, do what you can. Power, yes, does come from the people. And when the people get mad, you can see what happens. You can see what happens when they come together to overthrow like the patriarchy. It's happened before. It's happened throughout history many, many times. And us doing what we can together makes us way stronger. So please write, yell, call your representatives. Maybe if you're able to support and put awareness out there for local protests and things like that, even if you can't attend, every little bit matters, and our voice is our power, and that's how we make real change.
Thank you, Ella. I really appreciate what you're saying because it speaks truth to power of the power belongs with the people. Doesn't matter what anybody says, no matter what. And unfortunately, it shouldn't be this way where people should have to champion and tell people like people deserve dignity, rights, and civil and human rights innately, but we are in a space, and as humans we people are capable of some very nasty, gnarly things. So the more that we can speak truth to power and build with communities and have solidarity, the better off we all are. So for those of you who do care about your communities and do what you can, thank you. And if you want to do something, please do so as much as possible and as often possible, not only in your local areas, but I like to think I think it was, I'm going to remember because Melon in March and Black History Month, but think local, move globally. That's how you should move throughout the world. So, as I say, local to global, everything is interrelated and interconnected. So, yeah. Um, and thank you for the donations. I know folks are still donating to the mutual aid for Hazy. I'm going to see where we're at in terms of things and uh, give us a tally, but I think in regards to the number for our amazing rate train, we are now officially $1,337. So thank you all so much for being amazing in terms of smashing all the goals. You can still contribute to get some stickers. Just make sure you pick that option on Telefy if you want to buy stickers, by the way, so that way we can get your information to ship it to you. Otherwise, we won't know where to send it to. So just make sure you do that. But thank you so much for those of you who contributed and shared and just done amazing things to be able to support Hazy at during this time. So yeah, thank you. And then, of course, we appreciate and love Gia around these parts. Gia, I want to toss this question to you. As Ella, Mick, and BB have spoken to, how can people support their communities and each other during times like this? Love to hear your thoughts and perspectives.
Okay.
You got this.
Sorry. I'm still shy. Oh my god.
We love you. We
But
love you, Gia.
oh, I love you too. I just think it's kind of tying into the last question, but a big theme around my community is making things accessible, and that includes the way that we help our community. A big lesson I've learned is not to overstretch myself. As I told y'all, my poor husband, My poor Capricorn husband. I used to take about 500 or so dollars out of our own money and spend it on mutual aid every month until it got out of reasonable control, I guess. Like it wasn't sustainable. So now I just do 24-hour streams with max ads, and we make pretty good money that we share with the community. And people in my community don't have to donate, they can just lurk to make a difference. If you don't have the energy or ability to go out and do protesting, you can always add alt text to images that don't have it, reshare, repost. There are so many ways to make a difference without overdoing it and meeting yourself where you are ability wise. So, yeah, I think that's a big thing that I've been focusing at uh, in the recent times. And oh my God, hello?
Whoa! What? Sorry, gee, I'm not trying to interrupt
No,
you. What?
like, excuse me?
Oh wow.
Uh,
I'm
Surprise Pikachu gif.
right. What? Oh, y'all killing it. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Go ahead,
Thank
Gia. You're
you.
speaking. Please, you take it. Take it,
No,
friend.
that's I'm in shock. Thank you so much, everyone. Um, being a part of this raid train also is a big part of it. Reaching out to people and just showing each other that we're not alone, I think is something meaningful that you can see the impact of immediately. So, yeah, I just appreciate all of you. And no matter what you do for yourself in the community, it it's important. And we're all here for different reasons, so keep doing the good work, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm crying. 1500 is amazing.
D- don't apologize for crying. I'm mad an ad came up. Dang it. Don't do that. But yo, that is wild. Thank y'all so much for doing it. Y'all saying shirts and hoodies. That's true. BB, maybe next year. Putting it out there. I don't know. I'm just saying. Just saying. Saying sailor outfits. I'm crying. But thank you, Gia. I especially love, which I'll emphasize when we come back from the ads. I really, really love the point that you're making about like doing what you can based on what you can do, because it's really, really important for people not to overextend themselves in a way that would harm themselves. And it's really important for everyone to know that everybody is going to do different things. Everybody has a role to play, and everybody's role is going to be different. So I love that you emphasize that through what you just shared with everybody, to do what you can, and that is always going to be enough. And I did not mean to interrupt Gia either, but I am very much in alignment to where I'm very emotional. The fact that we are $1,500 in, $1,500 for this rate train, that is phenomenal and genuinely amazing. So thank you all so much for doing amazing things for this event. I am again trying to hold myself together. Welcome back from the ads, because I'm gonna start crying and being emotional. I'm just holding it in really well, but I also love the ideas in the chat in terms of stuff too. But yes, like Crowbody, like you're saying exactly, there's a difference between empathy that puts your past your limits and compassion, so we balance our needs and needs of others. Exactly. I think that's really, really, really important, because we want to do what we can and not be pushed in a way that can be potentially harmful, you know? So thank you all so much for the donation, and thank you, Gia, for that amazing, amazing answer. Appreciate you. Love you, friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Well, those are all my questions. I'm going to open it up for folks to ask anybody on the panel one or two questions. Please keep it respectful, of course. Please respect people's pronouns. But if you have one or two questions you want to ask really quick, to the panelists here. I do want to open the floor for that. We'll take the first one or two questions. If we don't, we won't get to everybody's question, of course, respectfully. So please do not be offended if we cannot get to you. But I do want to open the floor for anybody to ask a question if they would like to, and then we'll do closing remarks before we wrap up, and wrap up for the Baddies Wear Mask Raid Train. So any questions that folks want to ask? Oh, we already got them. Okay, I got Ryan. Ryan on stack. Um. Okay. All right. I'm just taking this question. And I'll see the next one. Anybody have a question they want to ask? Anybody? I'm doing my moderator things and making sure I don't miss anything in the chat. Um. But yeah, now's an opportunity to ask a question of the panelist here, in terms of anything you're curious about before we give closing remarks and wrap up for this lovely event.
Oh, okay. Can any of us answer it?
Yeah, so everybody can have a chance to answer it. So I have flagged two questions. Feel free to choose one to start with, and we'll just go around the table, the virtual table in terms of things. So yeah.
So we'll just pick. Okay, I can answer Ryan's question. Name something that you've gained that you're thankful for over the past few years. Um, I'm grateful for my community that I have. Like these people right here who are amazing. You guys should follow all of them. C, Mig, Gia, Ella, and everyone's involved. Like you guys should follow them and keep supporting them throughout the years. I'm so grateful to have my community. I wouldn't give up anything for them. Like I wouldn't be alive without you guys. Honestly, like like I would have no business without you guys. I would not be able to afford my medication and survive without you guys. So I'm always incredibly grateful for the community, and I'm so glad I've learned so much about disability justice over the years, and is maybe a better person. And I hope that shows. So yeah,
Thank you. BB, that's amazing. Appreciate you. And yeah, we keep each other safe, we keep each other alive, and we love and support each other in terms of like the community and friendships you can build. So thank you. Anybody else? It's I'm free balling it, so feel free to answer in terms of the question if you have comments. Gia, Ella, Mick, anybody wanna add?
See, I think you should take this one. As someone who suspects they have long COVID, how does one go about finding out if
Mhm.
I do or do not?
Oh, well, you've unlocked my science loan. Congratulations. We'll be here for another 3 hours. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I would say the best way to do this, which is really complicated right now because we are currently in a world where people do not regularly test, or most of people's advice on testing is not really the best. Because honestly, most of the COVID tests at home ones are not accurate to the variety of variants of virus that is COVID. So usually I recommend, and this is just me talking as a doctoral student who is currently studying long COVID and someone who has also been on the response for COVID-19 before, during the early parts of this ongoing pandemic. I would encourage you, if you suspect that you might have long COVID, if you have tested, to make sure you put that on record with a provider and to track your symptoms similar to other symptomology for other infectious diseases, just in general, your mental and physical health symptoms. Unfortunately, because of our changing medical and public health system, a lot of resources are not really known or shared with folks, but there are a lot of communities and advocacy, including the Mass Block link as well, where people can get access to doctors, scientists, and public health practitioners who will help you navigate the process. There's also some really great books I recommend that speak with doctors, professionals, and health providers who work with folks who have long COVID. But there's also folks who are patient advocates who have long COVID themselves, who can give you perspective and help you navigate the process. Unfortunately, I wish I could say there's a diagnostic or like a, hey, you take this and you have this thing. But COVID is a multi-organ impacting system of a virus, as in it is not a respiratory virus. It is actually a virus that impacts your entire body in various ways. So it can be really complicated to tie like maybe you might have tingles in your hands because your nervous system is a bit more active because of COVID, to I might not be able to taste or smell things because I might have some impacts on my body, for example. So I would recommend, like, if you suspect it, to talk to your provider, to reach out to some of the advocacy organizations who are still doing some amazing work. Talk to your friends and family about, like, maybe talking about some treatment options, and really support long COVID or infectious disease research. I do want to put this in a bigger bucket of just infectious disease or just disability justice researchers. There's a big group of scientists who care about these things at the intersection of race, gender, sexuality, and social and structural determinants, as well as folks who aren't just based in the US context, who are studying COVID, trying to find ways to help people, not in the way of harming folks, but in the way of, like, how do we fix this and are preventative. So I hope that kind of answers the question about where we're at. But again, it's just really just trying to like talk with folks, a provider, public health practitioner like myself, tracking your symptoms, and if they last for longer than 3 to 6 months, which is the definition according to several organizations, including the National Academy of Medicine, from my knowledge, with patient advocates and things, folks will help you along that process.
That
There,
was what I was gonna add on. Advocate. Advocate for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself in this healthcare system. If you need a buddy, call a buddy. If you need a second opinion or a third advocate. That's the biggest way you get things done in our messy, 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 messy system.
exactly. And to Courtesy, to your point, yeah, it can be really challenging because if you already have health conditions or a chronic condition, it can be really hard because a lot of the symptoms for long COVID are also overlapping with other conditions that we know about. So please, I encourage you, if there's one thing as a scientist I will say, please advocate for yourself and know that, like, there's are those of us who really care. I have been cussed out and harmed by people who do not like the fact that I talk about COVID, but I do not care because it makes a world of difference to have folks who can help you deal with stuff. And I don't want to get into the violence of it, but there's a lot of violence towards scientists. So if you know any of us out here, say thank you. It ain't gonna gotta be me, but I have a very firm grasp on who I am, because if I didn't, it'd be a lot harder to do what I do every day, where people get very mad, and I'm like, I don't care. You're not having a good day because you are being ableist, and that's something I hope you unlearn. But people got to do what we got to do, and science research is important. Not in the way of ableism, but working with folks who are most directly impacted, because I do a lot of community engaged research. That work is important. Shout out to my colleagues in Hawaii, for example, who I've worked with for Asian and American Pacific Islander COVID impacts as well. I've done a lot of that research and solidarity as a Black identified person and somebody who is a Black woman who cares about those issues impacting different communities, because intersectionality matters. But thank you. Hope that helps in terms of that question. Um, I don't know if
I have
anybody.
one I wanted to answer.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
So Cosmic Court says, what's one thing you do to combat internalized shame when those who don't understand try and act like they know better? The first thing I'm going to say is kind of mean, but it's always okay to cut people off. Healthy boundaries are never a bad thing. And the people who are going to push against those boundaries are the people who never planned on, you know, heeding to them in the first place. And the internal, as far as internalized shame, this has been something I've been working really hard on, and it's all I can say is pour into yourself, pour into you, do what you love, find ways to do things that bring you joy, do something that brings you joy, and it doesn't matter what that thing is, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. Just do it for you. And once you start doing what you love, you start to find it easier to deal with all the bull. And I'm saying this as somebody who, in the last year, I've had to do that a lot because I lost my grandpa and I lost myself. It was like losing my anchor to the world. I only had two grandparents and they died within 2 years of each other. And I had to basically build myself back up from the ground up. And the biggest thing I am always finding that helped me, the biggest thing that seems to keep me grounded is when I remember to just do what I love, not always what I'm supposed to do. Because the dishes and the laundry and the house and everything else, the bills will always be there. They're never going to go away. But you might. So taking care of you needs to be a priority. And in this world, that is a hard thing to learn how to do. But the more you do it, the more you'll find yourself, basically. Yeah.
Can I also add that like it's so important to pace yourself. You know, that's one thing I had to learn when I was recovering from like a lot of my health issues in the very beginning. Like we're so used to like a society that expects us to behave a certain way. We're expected to like work, do all those things ourselves. It's so individualistic. But we have to learn to do things, you know, together and ask for self support and help. And please, please, please pace yourself because you don't have to do everything at once. So yeah.
No, thank you, BB. Thank you, Mick. These are really great pieces of advice and really appreciate the wisdom from what you're sharing because yeah, people will shame you. They will. And people do not walk the path that you do, so don't give that people that much power over you if you can choose to because people who love you will adjust. It's something I've emphasized throughout this raid train. People who love you will mask and do what they need to do. And I know sometimes people who love us won't do certain behaviors, but it's really knowing that you deserve people in your life who are going to respect your boundaries and do what you need to do. And if you haven't met those folks yet, I hope and know that there are people out here who will do that and respect and be value aligned. So just putting that out there for consideration. Gia and Ella, do you want to give you the space? Do you want to respond or answer these questions as well from your perspectives? Would you like to add anything to what BB and Mick have both said?
Gia, do you have anything to add?
Um, I guess I can give you some of the therapy I learned. It's you know, when you're born, you aren't born with these critical, shameful voices in your head. So, uh, when you do hear them, treat yourself internally like you would treat a friend. Be very gentle, reframe, and just be kind to yourself, even if that's not how you were raised and that's not what you hear inside. It does get easier with time to start treating yourself better internally. So I think it's very important to reparent yourself and go, actually, I don't have to feel bad about being authentic to myself and caring about my community. And I'm not overreacting, and this isn't too much, and I'm not taking up space. And I deserve to take up space, you know, just redo all the shit that your parents and society have fucked up for you. it's it's very important to know that you do have inherent value and asking for your boundaries to be respected and to be seen as the multidimensional person that you are is not too much. Yeah.
Just mic drop. I just got to put that out there. Mic drop. That was great.
Mm.
Thank you, Gia. Appreciate you. Definitely about treating yourself kindly and that you deserve to take up space and that your boundaries for whatever you need and deserve are yours and they should be respected. Point blank, period. That's it.
And one more thing, don't be afraid to ask for help. All anybody can say is no, and you'll be in the exact same place you were already in. Don't be afraid to ask for help because sometimes you'll be surprised about what you get.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Very good point, too. Very, very good point. Yeah. And Ella, would you like to add to what Gia mentioned as well? I want to give folks space to answer some of these amazing questions we got. I know we have to get ready to wrap up soon because we're running way over, but I do want to give everybody the chance to add too. So, yeah.
I do not want to add because what I thought everyone said was really lovely.
Hmm.
But since you're saying we have to wrap up, and I saw these two questions because I was scrolling through and I set them to the side. So maybe we can end with some fun questions that I'm just going to mix together that everyone can answer.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you picked up on the ones I'm feeling now. Thank you, thank you. Or I think,
So
go ahead, Ella,
did you
please.
see Peachy's? And then I was going to add Ryan's to it as well.
Yes, we are mind seeking as always because it's the power of friendship. Where I think Ryan had asked, name something you've gained that you're thankful for over the past few years, and what is your favorite memory been with your disabled friends and communities you've built? Yes, yes. If that's what I'm picking up, what you're putting down, in terms of
Okay.
yeah.
Let me kick it off.
Hmm.
Um, name something you've gained that you're really thankful over the past few years. Um, maybe it sounds corny, but I'm gonna say this group right here. It's
Oh.
You took my
been
answer.
Stop
it's been
trying
a
to make
really
me
long
cry. Oh, go ahead, Ella. Sorry. Stop it.
it's been a really long decade or so being on Twitch and being lonely and isolated and in and out of so many stream groups that finally coming across the people that I was always meant to be around in my 30s. It may have been a long journey, but at least I'm here. And I'm very happy to be here and to know that these people and have them in my life. And then what is your favorite memory with your disabled friends and communities you built? This right here. I mean, it's only up from Baddies Wear Mask, but this is one of my favorite memories and I will cherish it until my deathbed. Like, I can't think of a better way to come together as a disabled community and support something really good among friends. And I want to say family because that's what it feels like. Okay. Someone else can go.
You already heard my favorite thing because it's definitely you guys. My favorite memory is bullying our partners into getting us all pokia pia.
I am crying. Um, I will not speak more because y'all are putting me in feelings. And I say the game rocks. I just call it Pokemon now. Not that we're just influencers. Gia, Vivi, whoever would like to go next in terms of these last two questions as we get ready to wrap up for stream.
So what I'm grateful for, I'm obviously grateful for you guys. All the people you see here. You guys should follow them because they're amazing. We collab a lot, and they're amazing. Like I said, like I already said. But I'm honestly grateful for my community. I'm grateful for my cats. I'm grateful for all my friends, all my current friends, my ex friends. I was just, um, but like I'm so grateful for all the people that support us, all, all the people that believe in community care, all the people that, thank you to my haters, like Gia said, that I'm still here and thriving with you guys. Um, like I adore this community so much. You guys have been so nice. You guys have been so welcoming and like understanding. And like this is the greatest gift I could have ever asked for. Like all I want is good friends and to be happy. And it's been so wonderful to get to know so many of you guys and grow as a streamer and as a person as well. So thank you.
Thank you, baby. You are appreciated. Yes, yes. Thank you for the kind words and thoughts. And shout out to all of y'all and everybody. Yes, yes. We love our people. We love our community. Uh, Gia, we're gonna put you for this question too,
Oh,
because everybody's in their
hi
feelings.
again. I know. How could you do this to me? Didn't I tell you I don't like to feel my feelings? But um of course I love my community. They've been with me since 2020 and have seen me take more and more breaks and get less and less energy, and they've stayed with me through it. But especially this community right here, I love that we can all just hop into VC and there's no expectation to do anything. We all can all just exist and we can have bad days on VC with one another and just turn on a show or yap about silly things, and it's just so wholesome, and it's never lonely anymore, which I'm very grateful for. As this group knows, it hasn't always been like that for me. So it's nice. It's nice that I can just complain like, oh, I woke up with like 0 spoons. Can I just sleep and call with you? And everyone's like, of course. And I can just take a nap listening to everybody talking. It's it's great. What's it? I just got to mute again.
I am crying. Y'all are so sweet and kind. And as you can tell, everybody's a bunch of like really thoughtful, considerate people who just really just want to remind folks that there's good people in the world, particularly because I just saw in the chat Emperor. I really hope in terms of stuff too that this event as well as others that you are given the opportunity to keep that hope, that radical hope that there are actually genuinely decent human beings. No one's perfect, but there are people who do want to who deserve to have your friendship and to get to know you authentically and genuine and to know that like they'll always be around to be in your life. So I do want to send a lot of abundance and love because it can be hard sometimes when people can be very cruel. So I hope you keep that with you and know that there's amazing people who are you have not yet to meet. So I do want to extend that. Um, but thank y'all, Gia. That was amazing. Y'all put me in my feelings. Everybody here. I do want to give space. We could be here all night, I know, but we're gonna have to wrap up, unfortunately, in terms of all the
Aw.
amazingness. I know it's great, right? Streams. I wish they could go on forever in terms of the magic. But I do want to give the space for everybody to give closing remarks as well as to where you can find all these amazing, amazing creatives. I just gotta say that they are worth watching and they have dope communities who are also connected to amazing communities because I feel like streamers are connected to a big ecosystem. So the people that you meet will meet other people who meet other people, which can lead you to doors unknown and imagination, blow your imagination in terms of the possibilities that are endless. So I'm gonna toss the mic to Ella first to give some closing thoughts if you have any, as well as to where people can find you on socials to keep up with you.
Hello, it's me again, as you've heard me through this entire stream, potentially crying. I have no memory of that, so don't bring it up. But you can find me, my handle, as I think a lot of the streams have, is Night Amela. And I'm gonna throw my card in here because it be like that. So that is where you can find me, and I hope to kick it with you all again. It's so nice to meet everyone and work this raid train, and it was a really good event. Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. And I will give shout outs for folks and Ella dropped their information. Please follow them on all platforms. They're amazing, super dope. And shout out to them for doing the dang thing. This raid train would not be possible without them. So Ella, thank you for all that you do for all of us. Shout out to you. And we look forward to seeing you real soon on the internet because you're amazing and you all should be following for real, for real. I'm gonna toss it to how about BB next? How about that? Trying to mix it up in
Okay.
terms of things.
Yeah. So hi everyone. You guys know where to find me. I was joking. Well, yeah. You can find me on Twitch. I stream whenever I can since I'm disabled. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, as BB Blossoms. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok as BB Pins. But yeah, thank you guys for being here today. It really means a lot. And please take care of each other. Don't be afraid to reach out and make a new friend or reconnect with older friends. You know, like lots of people feel the same way you feel. So yeah, reach out.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate those closing remarks, BB. And again, I just want to reiterate if you don't already follow BB, you are missing out on some great streams with Final Fantasy, some great cozy and comfy games you can buy from them store their store. And again, shout out to BB for all the assets, overlays, and all the magic you've seen all weekend. I cannot emphasize enough if you are getting some stickers, you're gonna love them. But please support BB. They're amazing. And I guess people do want things for next year. So, you know, we love an artist. Support black people. It's melon in March. Support black people all year round. I'm just saying. Support people. Support Ella and BB. We love our creative friends and Shimas. So thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to toss it to Gia. Do you have any closing remarks? And also where people can find to support you?
Uh, I'm just Gia Kimchi everywhere. I'm on Blue Sky. That's pretty much the only place I actually post, actually. And I'm here. I stream 24/7 basically for mutual aid. If you ever have an extra tab, I would appreciate a lurk so that we can help more people in the community. We're raising money for Chiri Choco Thai this month, who needs some help with medical bills. And next month, another disabled creator in the space. So yeah, that's
Yes.
pretty much it. Thank you, Chingos.
Yeah, and apologies. I didn't mean to interrupt because I'm just hyped to mention to y'all. Please follow Gia. Similar to this rate train today, we were supporting Hazy in terms of raising funds. Gia does some amazing streams. Is super, super dope. Is an amazing human being, always hyping everybody up. And we love Gia deeply. So thank you so much, Gia, for being a real one, an amazing streamer, and a great person in general. Just all around dope person. You'll have a great time in their streams. Please give them a follow, support, and please, if you can, stop by, lurk, and hang out to support Ty in terms of mutual aid. Again, this community is all about that. Really want to encourage that in terms of things, but please follow Gia. They're amazing, and I don't have the words to describe how I appreciate them and all the work that they put in to make this rate trade also happen. And last but not least, I'm gonna give it to Mick if you want to share some closing remarks and where folks can find you on socials.
Hi. I'm Will Weed for Coffee on Blue Sky and Insta and Facebook and Twitch and YouTube. But I have not posted anything on any of those yet because I'm brand new. So please come hang out with me and read some books and play some games and see all of these lovely people again because I'm going to drag them into streaming with me again because it's really scary to do it by yourself. Um, and yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for having me. That I couldn't think of a better way to kick off streaming. This has been absolutely amazing. I've met so many wonderful people on top of all of the wonderful people I already knew. So just thank you, thank you, thank you. And hope to see you guys again soon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, like these amazing folks here, Mick debuted this weekend in terms of streams. So shout out to Mick. If you want to keep up with them, I'll give a shout out in just a second. I hope you will get a chance with everybody else who is sharing chat right now in terms of things. They're a really dope person. They love books, they love games. They're super kind and thoughtful. So you have a great time over on their streams as well. I love people giving shout outs because I guess I have to tell you who I am too, don't I? Even though everybody is always making fun of me because I am the free company leader for my Final Fantasy 14 crew. But yes, I will tell you who I am too. So if you'd like to keep up with me as well, you can. I am just, again, very, very humble. But my name is CRC7. I'm your friendly neighborhood artsy scientist of a streamer. I'm one of the co-organizers for the Baddies Wear Mask Raid Train. C for part. If that okay, okay. But that is not a gag. As I always say in my introductions, I am a doctoral student currently in public health and health sciences. Specifically, I live at the intersections of tech science and art. I do makeup. I'm currently learning to become a professional lace maker, so I can make dresses and things like that too. And I have always said that things would not be possible without community. So if you want to keep up with me first and foremost, you can find me at this handle all over the place. I do a lot of things, but I love gaming, fashion, art, and all the stuff in Pokemon like everybody else here. So it's just an honor and a privilege to be here. It was an honor and privilege to moderate this panel. And I'm just really grateful for this amazing community of friends and dope people who are killing it out in this space. So if you see me around, do not be a stranger. Wait, what do we mean plotting? Hold on. What are we doing? What's happening? I'm scared because my birthday's coming up, so I'm always scared. And I'm like, huh? Cynthia GIF. Like, and if you don't know that gag, by the way, I do this thing where the Cynthia GIF of her doing like the pause with her hands, like, what's going on? Like, that's usually me when I'm confused. But anyway, if you want to keep up with me, you can follow me at this handle at all socials. Again, I was one of the co-organizers, and as a scientist and someone who is navigating my own things in life, as well as have loved ones who have been impacted by COVID, and I've lost people to long COVID, as well as just know people who have lost people. It's been an honor and a privilege to be a part of this event. So I cannot thank y'all enough. And if I see you around the stream or in these folks' communities, please don't be a stranger. Stay high. I do mod for some folks, but I'm also just hanging out, lurking in the chat when I'm doing school stuff, studying, or everything else I got going on. So, wait, huh? 25 stickers. Really? Wait, did we get did we get more? Oh, well, we loved stationery. I'm here for it. Um, Other than that, we gotta wrap up, y'all. Shout out not only to these amazing people, Gia, Ella, BB, Mick, um, Gia, Ella, BB, Mick. I'm just trying to make sure I get everybody. Shout out to everybody who's a part of the Baddies Wear Mass Rate Train. Y'all are amazing. This would not be possible without every single streamer who signed up for a slot, played games, talked, hung out, made relationships. Y'all are really cool. This would not have been possible. Shout out to everybody who was watching all these streamers, whether it's folks from their community, everybody to Crowbody. Yes, moderating, checking in, lurking, all of it makes a difference. Y'all, we did the damn thing. This is the power of community. Thank you so much for being so phenomenal and being so fantastic. We are ending the night with $1,537 for Hazy, for them to be able to use those funds to stabilize her health and find potential recovery while giving her a well-deserved break. So kudos to all of y'all for being so fucking amazing. And as we keep saying, thank you for being a baddie who wears a mask. Keep doing the damn thing. You're amazing. You're cool. You're awesome. And don't be a stranger to see all of us and everything else. But with that, we did it, y'all. That's it. We're wrapping up. This has been the Baddies Wear Mask Rate Train panel, as well as the Baddies Wear Mask event, the final panel. Thank you so much for being here. I know we ran way over time, so I know it's super late and everything, but please give yourself a round of applause. Please thank yourselves. Please, please, please give yourself kudos. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. Please follow all these amazing people, these amazing streamers. Thank you all for letting me be here to moderate. Thank you all for letting me be here. And I love all my friends here. Thank you all for being so dope. Like I said, I will probably cry tomorrow out of my feelings, but right now we're controlling it because I'm just me and I'm like doing a thing. So, with that in mind, with all of this magic, we're going to send off our magic to the next raid train that you can follow. If you want to stay up and have some fun and everything else too, don't do that by making me cry in the VC after. Why would you do that? But Ella's dropped the raid message in the chat in terms of things. Again, please follow all these amazing streamers in terms of stuff. Yes, I see you in the chat. I'm observing. I see y'all. I am an emotional small. I'm 5 foot literally. I cry a lot, so please just know that. But we're gonna raid out actually to the Women's History Month Challenge raid train. So all month long from the Women's Guild from Twitch, there will be raid trains that folks are going to be raiding into. So all month long, you can hang out with some amazing guildies and folks who are going to keep the magic happen and keep doing amazing things. And we just ran into an ad, so I'm going to repeat it when folks come back. But we're going to raid out to the next leg of the train for Vilo Ishes. So I'm going to drop the raid, the folks we're going to everybody in the chat so we can all get the raid message and also raid out. But Let me do that really fast, and then we're gonna wait for the ads to wrap up really quick. But please use the raid message in the chat there. We're gonna go give some love to Viola Licious. They're currently, again, part of this amazing event where you can watch women, femmes, and thems do speed runs. And just to give you a bit of information about them, which I will repeat again after the ad break. Bilolicious, excuse me, describes himself as a variety streamer and will try to mix it up. They tend to skew away from FPS and avoid MMORPGs. They also are trans femmes, so they use she, her pronouns, but they also accept they, them pronouns. They're part of the Twitch Women's Guild, Pride Guild. They're also part of Firekeepers. And they're currently playing some Expedition 33, but they also play some really cool games like Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Alice Madness Return, and also Hollow Knight. So if you're looking to watch some amazing gaming, they're playing some Hollow Knight right now. You will be able to enjoy that magic after an amazing informative panel. But welcome back from the ads. I'm just again describing the fact that we're raiding into the Women's History Month from the Twitch Women's Guild challenge raid train where Viola Licious is playing Hollow Knight because people are doing challenge runs all night long. So if you want to stay up and have some fun and give some love to folks who are doing amazing things in this space, I hope you will take the raid message and follow us to the next destination. But just as a reminder, thank you all for this amazing event. It's been phenomenal. Happy to have been here with everybody. Please, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns in terms of things, please feel free to reach out to any of the co-organizers and the streamers involved. I hope folks who've made connections will stay connected. And thank you so much for doing amazing things for Hazy, as well as reminding everybody that, as I say, because I'm a Kingdom Hearts nerd, may your heart be your guiding key, and just know you are never alone in this world. And there's always somebody who's going to be there to remind you that people are amazing and Doba can do the damn thing if we come together. So do not let these fascists and folks out there doing eugenics tell you otherwise. Be a baddie, wear a mask, protect your community, do the damn thing, do it big, do it good, do it great. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking because I know everybody wanna potentially rest and take care, but we'll see y'all around. Don't be a stranger. We in people's streams and stuff like that too. But yes, we're gonna raid out now. Does anybody else want to say anything before we leave? I don't want to keep holding people, but if y'all have
I
words.
want to thank C for being a wonderful moderator, streamer, and friend. So you should follow C and show all the love. So yeah.
I muted so fast to say the same thing. C is very uplifting of those around her and the space that she shares with others. So please, please, please give a round of applause for C and everything C does and all of her knowledge and just whimsy and gentleness as we move through this world. So please give C all the love and hype because she deserves it.
You're gonna make me cry. Oh my god. Oh, thanks. I was trying to hold it together and that broke me. But thank you for the words. That means a lot. For real. Oh my gosh. Um. Oh, me trying to hold it together and then friends making me cry as soon as we try to wrap up. Gia, Nick, do you want to say anything? Oh God.
All I was gonna say is, okay, I love you. Bye bye.
What Mick said.
Oh gosh, don't make me cry anymore. I'm just yup, that's how they get you. Oh, y'all so sweet. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, all right, y'all. Grab that raid message. I'm gonna start the raid. Please follow everybody. We'll see you around. Don't be a stranger. If you see us, say hi. I'm so serious. I be out here just being goofy, but I hang out with these lovely people all the time. So please don't be a stranger. We'll see you around. But take care. Have a good rest of your evening. Please enjoy the challenge runs. Please enjoy the magic, and we'll see you sometime soon. But keep being a baddie who wears a mask and stay safe, stay well, and appreciate you. Huzzah, huzzah.
Yeah, on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again.